Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for joining us on YouTube. If you could just be patient with us for a second while we get the podcast ready and up and running, gladly appreciate it. Do you have a copy of the book by chance?
I do.
Let's put it right here for some pride.
Actually brought you one.
Sweet.
I got one for your staff too.
Oh, that'd be sweet because Evelyn was asking about
At least two. You got two more.
Sweet. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Thrivecast. This is your host, Stuart Joseph, and today in studio, I have the pleasure of having a great author. Actually, if you guys remember back when Thrivecast first started, I had a chance to interview this man. This is before this great book came out, and the book is called Reflections. You know, why do we need reflections? Reflections is when one takes time to scan themselves and their surroundings. Reflections are our way of putting life itself under a microscope. Most importantly, reflections are a vehicle for change. Today in the studio, I got Mr. Michael here with me. Michael, how you doing?
Doing great. Doing great.
Yeah. So, man, it's been a minute since we talked last.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Hey, man, it's definitely my pleasure, man. And Michael is a certified professional coach, public speaker, and author. He's actually got some really cool workshops coming up here in the Southern California area, and we're going to definitely make sure that we drop those to you guys on the website, as well as you'll hear probably mentioned a few times during this interview as well. You know, so man, how was the drive down?
Oh, very scenic.
Yeah.
It's been great. I mean, I love it.
215 to the 15?
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, man. So Michael came down here joining us from the Inland Empire area. For those that don't know what the Inland Empire is, it is like kind of pretty much Los Angeles, even though people in the IE probably get mad that I said that. But it kind of is like in that area. It's Central California. It's a beautiful place to live, to be honest with you. One of the best places in Southern California, man, to be honest, because you're right by everything. You got the 91 right there. You know, you got the.
It's a beautiful thing.
Vegas is only a little bit away, too.
Yeah,
you know, it's like, dang. So what's going on, man? This book's not out yet?
This book is out.
This
book is out. It's been out for a few months now. I'm excited about it. We're doing all kinds of things with it. We're turning it upside down. We're doing workshops. We're doing live performances. We're doing webcasts. You name it, we're doing it.
Yeah. So what are the live performances like?
Well, the live performances is just me ripping it.
Right. Okay.
The workshop's a little bit more tame, and we were doing some logical things, giving people tools they can use in their everyday life. But live performance is really just me trying to light the crowd on fire.
Yes.
We got some live bands. We got some artists, local artists from LA, spoken word, all that kind of stuff going on. So it's really cool.
Man. So what has been the reaction that you're getting about this book so far from people that you've communicated with?
Well, for a lot of people, it's right on time.
Yes.
You know, I know for me, it was right on time. When I was writing it, it started off as a project just to prove to myself I could still do it with my newborn.
Right.
But it turned into being something special. I mean, I put a lot of my own life experiences in there. And what people say the most is that they go through changes a lot.
Yes.
And what it does is it helps people capture change and navigate through it.
So what is like, you know, besides the fact that you wanted to prove to yourself that you could do it, why was Reflections like what you wanted to do? Like, you know, what you wanted to write about?
Yeah, it all kind of started for me when I left corporate IT, left the whole idea of climbing the corporate ladder a couple of years ago. I was kind of forced out of it. Didn't really leave willingly. But it came as somewhat of a culture shock to me. And it was a huge change in my life. And what I came to realize is that people go through career changes, people go through life changes, they deal with death, they deal with all kinds of things. And there's really no kind of guide or manual to navigate through that. And there never will be.
Right.
But if we could at least start to strategically plan when these things happen to us or before they happen.
Definitely. So, you know, I could definitely agree with the fact that we need to, you know, plan ahead. That's something that's really, you know, really big and something that we overlook. So if a youth was to pick up this book, what would you want them to feel? You know what I'm saying?
Well, first, I would want them to believe in themselves.
Yes.
Because I think many times when we go through changes, especially youth, I mean, think about it. When you were a teen, you were going through puberty. You were growing hair in weird places.
Yeah,
you were feeling some kind of way about seeing people naked. You had all kinds of things going on. And puberty is one of the biggest changes we go through in our lives. So when you're a youth and you're a teen and you're a young adult going in college, we deal with change at such a rapid rate. So what I would want them to know is to believe in themselves, to put a plan in place and execute that plan, and they can realize their dreams. They can realize their goals. They can go far beyond their mind would ever perceive.
So in chapter 5, you talk about avoid hell days.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Well, hell days, I know that we all do go through it. I mean, some people are actually listening to this at work right now, going through a hell day.
Right.
But hell days are
hold on, it's Friday. We don't want you to go through a hell day. We want you guys to be looking at the weekend like, Monday's the hell day.
But hell days is it's just everything going wrong. Everything from the minute you woke up to the minute you step foot in the office to everything. It's just everything going wrong. They're hell days, but I also call them inch days. And the reason why I call them inch days is life is like a game. It's a game of inches.
Yeah.
And so when I call them inch days, it means that what can we do to muster up an inch of motivation?
Yeah.
An inch, to just move an inch forward. We use that terminology in football a lot. It's a game of inches. You think about the Super Bowl. That was a game of inches.
The last play was a game of inches.
Well, if you think about it, it was the last 3 plays, right?
Yeah,
It's a game of inches. And life works in the same way. So it's a game of inches. And so even if you're not feeling motivated, you feel like it's such a bad and depressing day, if I can just do one thing that was a part of my action list today, just one thing, I call it an inch day because I know I'm not going to get a whole bunch done. Right. But if I could just do one little thing to motivate myself, inspire myself, and work towards my goal, then I've accomplished something. Right. And what you find is that inches are they're addictive. You do 1 inch and you want to get another inch. You do another inch and you want to get another inch. And before you know it, you stumbled into a productive day.
Yep.
So I call it inch days because that's what those hell days are.
Yeah. No, I totally agree, man. I totally agree. So in another chapter, you're talking about bend, not break. That's something that right when I saw it, I kind of spoke to me. Like, what do you mean by that?
It just means exactly what you hear. We got to find new, innovative ways to bend, but not break. Yes. Because life is going to throw all kinds of stuff at us.
It does, man.
It does. It does. And every person, it comes in different shapes, it comes in people, it comes in all kinds of forms. And the whole notion of that inch day is going exactly that. It's doing exactly that. We're bending, but we're not breaking. Right. We're bending in the sense that, hey, we're not going to do as much today as we did yesterday, but we're not breaking. We're not stopping our track. We're still moving forward. We're going forward.
Right. So, what might have been of a personal situation for you where that might have been taking place?
Well, I have no shame in admitting my past. About a couple of years ago, like I told you, I was climbing the healthcare IT ladder. Right. And I lost my position. I lost the one thing that I thought defined me, and I lost the one thing that I thought was my everything. It was my career. It was what I was working so hard on for 10 plus years. Yeah, that could be for that's actually something that's happened to me before too, and that could really be bad. Something for your mental health. Like it could put you in a depression. There's a lot of things that could happen. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're giving your all to something. Especially when you define yourself with that up to that point. Exactly. And that was a breaking point for me. And when that happened, I realized that I need to chase what's true in my heart. And I need to stay true to myself and go after it. Yeah. And it was the universe's weird way of kind of thrusting me into my passion, thrusting me into my dreams, and forcing me to get in. Yeah, man. I like it. Yeah. So what is the real way for people to have lasting change? Well, for true and lasting change, we talk about a lot of things. And when we talk about change, we talk about having a plan, a strategic plan in place. If you think about executives, let's talk about climbing the corporate ladder, for example. Okay. Executives will tell you there's one distinct difference between the people who make it to the top, the C-level suite, CEO, CFO, and the people who just run of the mill, kind of lower management. There's one distinct difference, and it's not the run of the mill ideas like work hard, be the first to come and the last to leave, all those cliches. But it really has to do with the people who understood the strategic goal and the vision of their company are the people who accelerated. In other words, they didn't just work hard, they worked smart. They worked on the right things, and they knew what to look out for, and they attacked them.
Yeah.
And change works in the same way. You got to know what to look out for in your life, and you got to attack your life straight on. You can't be a bystander in your own life. You have to take control of it.
Right.
You know?
I love that you said that right there. You cannot be a bystander in your own life, ladies and gentlemen. You have to take control of it. Please elaborate on that more, please.
Well, we do this by, we use an acronym. It's called EAT.
Okay.
And ironically, even people who want to lose weight have to eat to lose weight. And the acronym stands for education, attitude, and technique.
Okay.
You got to educate yourself on the change that's happening in your life. You got to check your attitudes about the change that's happening in your life. And finally, you have to implement some type of technique to get it done.
Yes.
Yeah. And then that's really what we do. We talk about the education. We talk about, what kind of attitudes we should and shouldn't have surrounding change. And then we talk about the technique. But it really is up to every individual person to find out what that means for them inside.
Right. So what has been some of the, you never have to mention names or anything like that, but somebody that came to you and said, I'm challenging, this is a challenge for me that I can't overcome. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't get over this hump, and I'm struggling with it in order to create that lasting change that I need in my life.
Right. Well, one thing is you need a support system.
Yes.
You need people around you that you can really hold you accountable to the things you say that you're going to do.
So true, man.
It's
so true.
It's kind of like going to the gym by yourself, and some people can do it. And then some people know that they can't, and which is why they have workout buddies, right? You go there, you do a couple of pumps, you're like, I'm good, and going home.
Yeah.
You don't even break a sweat.
When you got that accountability person there with you, it's like, nah, we're not going home yet.
It's a lot different. So sometimes we need coaches.
Yeah.
And I'm a firm believer in coaches. I just got my certification. I know you've been a coach for a while. Sometimes we need those people to kind of give us a push, in the right direction.
It's true. A lot of people take the coaching industry in a whole takes kind of like a hit. People look at it like this is counseling or this is something, something else, but it's not really. It's more, I guess there's different coaches for different things, but coaching is really all about helping people get that lasting change.
And the great thing about coaching, the thing I love about coaching, and how it's so different from counseling and therapy is coaching is you're coming up with your own answers.
Right.
I'm just helping you get it out of you.
Right.
It's already inside of you. I'm asking questions so that you can understand that you have the answer already inside of you.
Right. And we're not trying to dibble into your past and, what happened to you when you were 12 years old or whatever, We're just looking forward thinking, straight up forward thinking. Where do you want to go? How are we going to get there?
Yeah, man, there's a place for that. That's what therapists are for. That's what the psychologists are for.
Right.
They get you good on that front. But when you're ready to kind of make some goals and goal plan and actually see some steps, see some results.
Right.
That's what it is. That's coaching.
I love that you said that, man, because one of the things that I always say to people when they're like, well, coaching is therapy. I'm like, well, no, you probably could use a therapist in your life, but you can also use a coach in your life too. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Because what are the goals you're working on with your therapist?
Right.
Well, let's work on those goals.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely. It's getting action.
Yeah, man. One of the things that we do here is the Wellness Recovery Action Plan, where we're helping people, we're coaching people who might have certain mental health challenges, and we're helping them look for what their triggers might be and all that kind of stuff. So they're already looking forward. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I'm feeling like this today. Look at my action plan. Okay, this is what I'm supposed to do when I'm feeling like this. Like, this is what I said makes me feel good when I'm feeling like this. You know what I mean? So that way they kind of have their own personal coach on the go. You know what I mean? So it's actually become a really, really popular throughout the mental health system, saying worldwide. So it's working.
It's like one of my sisters always says, you are your own therapist.
Yes, and that's true. That's true. And really, we got to look at that as a society. Every individual needs to understand that. You are your own therapist. You have the conversation with yourself in the mirror, don't you?
Absolutely.
Come on. So what's going on March 21st, man? That has to do with the book, right?
Oh man. Stuart. I'm telling you, man, it's gonna be off the chain.
Yeah, I'm looking to go, man.
You gotta get out there, man. Don't be on the wrong side of history, brother.
I love it. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, let's take the bus. Let's see the bus going together, man, from San Diego to LA.
March 21st at the Electric Lodge.
Yeah.
It's gonna be spoken word. It's gonna be a live band. There's gonna be some music acts there, and there's gonna be yours truly lighting it on fire.
Yes, personally, that's one of the reasons I want to go. I love seeing spoken word. Are you gonna be doing spoken word?
Man, I'm not. I'm gonna be doing my speaking thing. I'm gonna hopefully try to, light a fire under your butt and get you.
Yeah.
But I got some people taking care of the heavy work for me, the spoken word and the singing and all that other stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm putting them on the spot. And I do spoken word though.
And the event is called Be the Change.
Be the Change.
It's at the Electric Lounge, March 21st at 7 p.m.
Yes.
You could definitely go to Michael's website and check out more information, correct?
Right. And actually, you know, it's $5 at the door, but it actually is a free event. And the reason why it's a free event is if you go to event.purposehealth.org, you can register RSVP and you'll get in for free. Your name will be on the list, you'll be VIP, and you'll be charged no cover. So go to event.purposehealth.org.
Yeah, yeah. So let's go back to the book, man. You know, it says Reflections for Life. Start your day with thought-provoking insight. Navigating the waters of life can be a soothing and enlightening experience filled with lessons and blessings. Reflections focus on bringing these experiences to the forefront of the reader's awareness. Okay, so somebody that might be a grumpy morning person, or, you know, constantly has confidence issues or negative thoughts about themselves, how could they start each morning with, you know, with good insight?
It's awesome because I had that person in my mind when I created the book. I didn't want to just create a book that was just a front to back read.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted to create something that could be a tool that people can take with them in the morning, in meetings, whatever they want to use. So each segment of the book starts off with some insight.
Okay.
And then after that, each chapter ends with action steps.
Yes.
That people can take, their actual measurable steps that people can take to actually carry out the change that they're looking to achieve. And so with that, at the very end of the book, we have quotes.
Okay.
Daily inspiration, different quotes that might get you going in the morning. Some people are quote people. I know I'm a quote person.
Yeah, I love them.
And I love quotes. And so my favorite quote of all time, Dr. Martin Luther King, he said, "The measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands in moments of controversy."
Yes, and that is the truth, man. That is the truth. I can't tell you how many times that personal leadership challenge that you just said, that quote, has become a personal leadership challenge for me. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, dang, you know, how am I going to react? I want to react this way, but no, I can't do that, you know?
Absolutely.
And that's where the power of quotes really come in, man, because it's like those are short little things that we can remember easily off the top of our head in the moments of, you know, when our leadership challenges are being tested. It's like, okay, Martin Luther King said that. Okay, I'm good.
Yeah.
I got King in my heart right now. Like, okay. So that's one of the main things that I love about quotes, man. So what are some of the action plans that you have, you know, at the end of each chapter?
Yeah, some great ones. Writing just little things like writing affirmations to yourself in the bathroom mirror. You know, and that way every morning when you wake up and you go to brush your teeth, you remember who you are.
Yeah.
You know, just little stuff like that. I mean, there's another thing that we have, which is called the Start, Stop, Stay.
Okay.
And so basically what it is it's just getting an action plan together for any type of change that you want to make. What is it that you have to stop in order for this change to happen? What is it that can stay the same? What things are you doing well? Because a lot of times we don't recognize the greatness that we have. We don't recognize the things that we do well. And when you're dealing with change, you have to recognize your strengths.
It's true.
Just like with any type of assessment, it got to be an honest assessment, good and bad.
Yes.
A lot of times we focus on the bad and we don't focus on the good. So what is it that needs to stop? What are you doing bad? What is it that needs to stay? And what is it that you need to start? What is it that you're not doing that you need to start? So it's called a Start, Stop, Stay. And it's 3 columns on a spreadsheet, on a blank piece of paper. Make 3 columns. You say start, stop, stay.
Yes.
And you write them all down.
So somebody, and I know we kind of elaborated on this a second ago, but somebody who has that negative thought about themselves, that nonstop, you know what I'm saying? For instance, I'm going to use an example. A 16-year-old who's gone through a lot of depression issues. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
How is he going to create that? You know, how is he going to start creating that? How is he going to start feeling good about himself with maybe only reading like a part of this book?
Well, the first thing is before they even open the book, I would have to tell them they have to understand that they're enough.
Yes.
They have to understand that they are enough. They themselves, as they are in their entirety, is enough. There's no book, there's no motivational speaker, there's nobody that is going to make you better than what you are beside yourself.
Thank you for that, man.
You are enough. And once they understand that, then they can have the confidence in themselves to use the tools to their advantage. But if it's not for that, if they don't believe in themselves, if they don't know that they're enough, this becomes just paper and words and ink.
Right.
You know, and that's what it really comes down to. But what the first thing I would tell them is they have to understand that they're enough and they're up for the challenge and that they can do it.
Yes, yes. And
But
they do it.
we're extraordinary beings living ordinary lives.
And that's the thing, man. This particular child that I'm sorry, dude. This particular teen that I'm speaking about right now, you know, he's somebody. He's going through a lot of different stuff, you know, and you know, he needs this.
Right.
But I know for a fact he's gonna be like, okay, Stuart, and he's gonna look and he's gonna be
Right.
like, okay, I'm done.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? So that right there is exactly what I've been telling him, man. And hearing that from somebody else, no, I did not coach him before he came on the show. You know what I mean? Like hearing that from somebody else is gonna be really beneficial. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Really beneficial.
Absolutely.
Because that's the thing we're looking at a lot of times in this world, man. It's weird because when our culture is different than other cultures, and our culture is telling us that's not the way to do things, or that's not the way to be, or that's not the way to gain information,
Right.
and you know that's wrong, you're trying to break the cycle,
Right.
you feel alone. You know what I'm saying? You feel and
It's hard.
that's why I really believe this book can be so beneficial to other people, because it's just looking, you know, reflecting on
Looking
those.
inside.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, and you know, there's a quote. It's one of my favorite quotes by an anonymous person, but it says, "What we wish to do with ease, we must first do with diligence."
Mhm.
You know, if you want to do something with ease, you first got to do the work and do it with diligence.
Yeah, man. It's not, and that's the other great thing, man. It's like nothing is really easy. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Anything that's worth earning is not going to be easy. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, was this easy?
No, that's
Was
not
writing this book easy, man? You know?
There's nothing easy about it.
Man,
Absolutely.
I could already imagine, you know? So you said that one of the motivations for writing this book was the fact that you just had your son, your firstborn, 10-month-old.
Yes.
What's his name?
Kai.
Kai.
Yeah,
That's a
Kai
beautiful
Lamont.
name.
Yeah.
Beautiful name. You know, I got to see pictures of him. That was the most cutest picture that you guys had with him in his little suit and everything.
Yeah.
Man, looking all with the
He's rocking
biggest smile. So what does it mean to you, man, to be a father?
Man, it's everything. It's absolutely everything. I mean, I'm almost brought to tears even mentioning it. It's the most challenging yet most rewarding thing that I've ever done in my life. And I've had some challenging things in my life, and I've had some pretty rewarding things in my life. And it is the most out of everything. It is the most. It's everything. It's like looking into a mirror and seeing yourself every single day. And it just forces you to be on point. It just forces you to be the man that you know you were destined to be.
It's like, dang, man, what the legacy that I live today is the legacy I leave for him.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. And I look at baby pictures of myself, and even the things that I can remember from being a baby, it's him.
Right? I've had those moments.
You know, so it's just like, man, it's like, you know, it's almost like you have a chance to set somebody into this world and set them up for success, and give them the tools they need to do the right thing, and give them the tools they need to be the next big thing.
Right.
You know, and when I look at him, I'm like, man, this guy is the next big thing.
Why was it so important for you to write this book for not for him, but like, you know,
dedicated to him? I mean, it was important for me to prove to myself that I could still live up my dreams, even with the hustle and bustle of being a dad, being a husband, being a family man, doing all those things. I had to prove to myself that my dream was still important to me, and I got to show and prove. Right. You know, my son is watching me even now. Before he can even speak, I know he's watching me. He sees me go up and speak. He sees me do book signings. He sees me, you know, live out my dream. And he sees me when I sit on the couch and watch TV. He's watching me, you know, and I know that he's watching me. And I had to prove to myself that, hey, I can still do this. And number two, I had to prove that, you know what, I got to show and prove for my kid. You know. Yeah, absolutely.
I love it, man. We were talking earlier, man. You know, fatherhood is a I mean, you guys hear me preaching about this all the time on the show, but fatherhood is kind of like a forgotten art in our country. Actually, a lot of countries across the world, to be honest with you, except for the most lowest poverty countries. It's like, it's weird.
Some
like,
great examples of fatherhood.
You know what I mean? It's like we don't have any kind of financial nothing, but you know what? You got great human beings that are doing some great, amazing things. You know, for their children.
Absolutely. You know? I mean, for me, fatherhood is one of the highest forms of spirituality for me. I mean, you talk about being humbled, you talk about setting your pride aside, you talk about, I mean, these kids that are looking up at you, they don't know any type of social dynamics whatsoever.
what you show is what they're gonna exactly.
Yeah, and they are the realest form of being real you could possibly imagine. So they show you your true colors. They show you your ego. They show you your true self. You know, they show you everything. It's awesome.
Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys heard right now, we have a new guest in our studio. I have a beautiful dog, a beautiful Boston Terrier named Stella. She was born Christmas Eve, which is kind of cool because I was born Christmas Day.
Nice.
But, you know, she's barking, the little bark in the background. Usually she's really good. So that threw me off topic. That threw me off a little bit. But, you know, what was the most, like, important part of this book for you, like the chapter that was like the biggest struggle for you to write because it might have been so personable, or you know?
It's actually funny, and you're gonna laugh at this. The part that means the most to me, the whole book, and I probably should admit this as an author, is the preface.
Okay. Okay.
In the preface, I talk about going to Jamaica with my family.
Yeah.
I'm getting the inspiration for the book. And I talk about seeing so much potential in these people and the land and everything, and realizing what happens when you have a beautiful situation, beautiful, powerful people, and what happens when you don't have a strategic plan. It's just wasted talent, wasted gifts, you know, dreams that are thrown in the trash. Right. You know what I mean? And it's really sad. Yeah. You know, it's really sad.
I totally agree with you, my dude. So, you know, besides March 21st, how else can people get in contact with you?
They can see me on michaelmatry.com. They can sign up for the email list that's on there. Subscribe to michaelmatry.com. I'll send you videos. I'll send you blog articles. I'll send you all kinds of things to your heart's content. You click on the unsubscribe button. You can follow us, all the events that we're doing at event.purposehealth.org. So far, we've hit out the Costa Mesa. We're going to Venice Beach next. Hopefully, we do something in San Diego.
We're gonna get it going. We got the training room, man.
I think that's my shameless plug. But we're going to go to Dallas. We're going to Boston, and we're just trying to reach the masses. Get out there as much as we can. Bring this book. Bring this concept of change realization, the full life cycle of change to as many people as possible. That's what our goal is.
Michael, why do I want to welcome pain?
You want to welcome pain because above all else, pain is the greatest teacher in life. It's the greatest teacher ever recorded in history. With pain, you can get a lot of things done. Without pain, there's a lot of complacency. There's a lot of subtleness. And I always say, when I talk in my workshops, I say, you know, there's a big circle, and that big circle is comfort and convenience. And then there's another big circle, and it's controversy and pain. And we don't want to be on either side of the spectrum. We want the two circles to interlock. And somewhere in the middle there, that's where we want our ideal life to be. A little bit of comfort, but a little bit of controversy and pain. A little pain is good.
Yeah.
We need a little pain in our life because pain teaches us. Pain makes us aware. Pain opens our eyes and opens up our hearts and opens up our spirits to things that we can never, ever, ever imagine. And it's because of pain, we have a lot of the successes we have today. You look at everybody's story, and it all came from pain. You know, people have been homeless. Tyler Perry has been homeless, sleeping on park benches. You know, we have a lot of the celebrities and people that we enjoy today that are big and doing great things for society. They were birthed from pain.
Yes.
And that's really the key thing. And so to find inspiration in the midst of your pain, to find the true reason for pain, because pain has a purpose.
Yes, I love that you highlighted that at the end right there, because that was my follow-up question was going to be, how do you use pain? How are you going to use pain in the right way? You know what I'm saying? How are you going to not let something that's painful destroy your being? Right. You know what I mean? Because that's for young folks, that's a struggle that we have. Pain. Yeah. I just lost this girl. Right. You know what I'm saying? My life is over. Right. You know what I mean?
And the key thing for that I've always implemented in my life is contrary action.
Yes.
You know, it's contrary action. When I'm about to go on stage, I'm not gonna lie to you, Stu. I'm nervous as hell.
Yes. Yes.
I'm nervous. I got the bubble guts. My hands are sweating. But I use all of that energy because it's energy.
Right.
And I use all of that energy to go out and do an electrifying performance.
Yes.
The more scared I am, the more off the hook I am.
Right.
You know, it's just the way that I channel that energy. Pain works in the same way. You know, you can use pain for your benefit. Is how are you going to use the pain? Are you going to, you know, there's two reactions. You can sit there and soak and feel bad for yourself and cry. or you can use that pain as inspiration, as a fire to really burn.
I'm never gonna let this happen again, or or I'm gonna, use all of the stuff that's I've dealt with in my life, and I'm gonna write a book about it. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. There's so many different ways. That's why I looked at that chapter and I said, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Welcome.
That's a beautiful way to say it too.
Welcome. Embrace it with open arms. Give it a hug. Give it a kiss if you have to, because you know what? Your pain is somebody else's blessing.
Right.
Your pain is somebody else's insight. Your pain can pave the way for somebody to have a huge, huge breakthrough. We've been through stuff as teens, as young adults.
Yeah.
We've all been through things, and those lessons can serve somebody else. Those lessons serve you.
Yes.
They can serve somebody else.
This is exactly what I talk about. I do is how to share your story training with cats.
Awesome.
That come in here. Not cats like that, but with people that come in here, and that's one of the main things that I'm trying to tell people is use all those experiences that made you feel belittled and made you feel lower, and made you feel sad. Use that to empower others, because somebody else is gonna feel as alone as you did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if they hear your story, and I know sometimes sharing your story might, might bring you back to something that you don't want to, really go back to, but when you see how much that I'm not alone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I went through that too.
That's deep.
You know what I mean? It's something that it really inspires other folks. And that's one of the things I want to do here on the radio show in the near future is do digital storytelling, where people come in here and they share their story. Instead of sharing it in front of 10, 15 people, let's share it to thousands of people here on Thrivecast, and just literally, I'll shut up. I'll go away. I'll let them be in their comfort zone and do their thing, and let them just literally share their story. And it doesn't take long, 10, 15 minutes. You know what I mean? Just get your point across. What not to share, what to share. I mean, the training is beautiful. The training is fun, and then when you get to see people kind of develop it,
I love it.
It's great. That first time, they hate it. They hate that first time when you make them stand in front of a room and they're talking. It's like Toastmasters. I don't even know about Toastmasters.
Baptism by fire.
It's like, but this is more like, see, Toastmasters, we go there by choice.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This is more like, okay, I got to do this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, now I got to do this.
Right.
It can be very, very challenging for some people. You know what I mean? It's very, it can be very scary for some people too to go down a certain road. You know what I mean? But it's just seeing it in front of, like, how it inspires so many people. And I've had the opportunity to go to Share Your Story, Speaker Bureau things all throughout the state. And where it's most innovative is in the San Francisco Bay Area.
Yeah.
Like, in the alcohol and drug recovery scene, in the mental health scene, in just every, it's so amazing up there how like the culture is just so different, and how people are like, the sharing your story thing up there, man, is on a whole another level. There's a group called Solve. Definitely check them out, because that group right there, they go deep, man. They go deep into some short story sharing, and it's Solve, and they're through Mental Health America San Francisco. I know I've said a lot of mental health stuff here on the show today, and that's because I've been doing a lot of studying lately on the upcoming. In May, we have the Children's Mental Health Advocacy. Oh, I forgot the last two letters, what they mean, but it's called Comanche, and it's basically, where all the big wigs from the whole state get together, and we talk about what's worked and what hasn't worked, and what we could do in the future that could keep on empowering you. You know what I mean? Because for some reason mental health gets a bad, it's on the news and stuff.
Absolutely.
At the worst times. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But no one gets to see the beautiful part of it. You know what I mean? Everybody has a mental health challenge. I don't care what anybody says.
And everybody should see a therapist at least once in their life.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody's going through a depression time. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? So everybody's felt at that, in that experience at one time in their life. So that's what really gets me. Grinds my gears when I hear people talking negative about mental health, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, you went through something.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't feel right coming out of your mouth. Yeah. Anderson Cooper, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and I experienced that, head on, because my wife is a mental health therapist.
Is that right?
Yeah, and she comes home, and some of the things, I give her credit. It takes a special type of person to be able to do that kind of work, but it is God's work. It is the work of the universe to be able to help people in that kind of condition. You know?
Yeah, it is, man. And kudos to your wife, man, because being a mental health counselor, that's that's trying, man. That's like nonstop hearing, client after client after client, and it's like, dude, just judging off of you, I can tell your wife probably got the same kind of energy you do. So that they're in good hands, definitely, because she obviously welcomed them with open arms.
My wife's a whole lot more cool than me.
Okay.
She's more chill and slick and calm, and she got that soothing radio voice. I'm more wild and crazy.
Hey, man, I love it, man. I love it. So what's going on, man, after this book is done? After you sell out of this book, it's going to sell out soon.
After we sell out on Amazon and get a gang of reviews and all that, it becomes New York Times bestseller. We're going to finish out this tour. And then after we finish out this tour, we're going to just focus on giving people daily inspiration.
Yes.
We're going to just put out some videos there. We're just trying to get the notoriety right now. And then after we have the fan base that we're looking for, we're just going to do daily inspiration, daily videos, putting it out there, and just getting it out to the world. And that's through the newsletter signing up, right?
That's
through the newsletter. So you go to the website, you want to go ahead and subscribe, and then you get all those fresh videos and insights and everything. And we're doing a bang-up job on LinkedIn already with some of the articles that we're doing, but with the videos, it's going to be really good.
It's great because I feel bad saying this, but today I just signed up for the newsletter.
Yeah.
When I went on the website, and automatically I got something in the mail.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, or I got an email automatically from you. So I was like, it's good.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it.
As soon as you sign up, you get some kind of inspiration already coming to your inbox.
You're gonna get all the goodies, man.
I can't wait. I can't wait to check out more, man. So, I really want to have you come back, man.
Yeah.
And I, definitely want to have you come back.
Do a workshop. We gotta do a lot of things.
We definitely do, man. And we're gonna be opening it up too on thrivecast.net for people to, blog if they want to. So if anytime you want to share something with us or let us know how you're doing, what I mean, please send us something. We'll post it on the website for Cass to keep on getting in contact with you and keep on seeing what's going on.
Absolutely, we'll do. Thank you so much for the time. I appreciate you, brother.
Hey, definitely. I can't, man. I'm grateful for your driving down here, man.
Yeah, it was worth the trip. Beautiful San Diego. I love it.
So before I let you go real quick, Michael, what is some final words of wisdom you have for our listeners?
Hey, I know that it's important for everybody to live out their dreams. I know it's important for everybody to get through the hump, get over the hump. And it's important for you to stand in your power, but proceed with purpose. And when you're in a tough situation, proceed with purpose. No matter how grim it may look, proceed with purpose, because pain is the greatest teacher amongst everything.
Hey, that's all the time we have for today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning in. I look forward to hearing you guys tuning back in next week. And make sure you keep in contact with Michael. One more time, Michael, your website?
event.purposehealth.org. Go there and you'll be able to follow everything from our tour.
March 21st, Los Angeles at the Electric Lounge. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you go there.
There you go.
Hey, thanks again, Michael.
Thanks, man.